Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and today we're going to be talking about my time up in Chicago. Now, Chicago is one of my favorite cities to visit. I haven't been in a long time, but luckily, my friend Cris, who you may know if you've been around here for a bit, he lives up there now. So I was able to visit him and his fiance, and I had such a good time up there. I love their place. I love the city. And yeah, that's what this footage is all about. So enjoy the footage, and then at the end of the video, we're going to be talking about some of the pickups that I got from my trip. And then also, I'm going to be covering some of the things that when I came home, I picked up as well, because I had a couple of packages sitting on the door. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy it and enjoy the footage, and I'll see you soon. Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and I'm in Chicago. I'm out here in the middle. There's a freaking bug here. Yeah, so I'm in Chicago, and I'm here to see my friend Cris, and I'm excited about that. I'm actually spending a day of just looking around places while I'm doing things, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be some footage of some record shops, I'm sure. This is day one, so I really don't know what's going on, but you'll see in the video how everything transgresses, so I'll see you soon. Chicago hit different. Just got out of Rattleback Records, got a few titles, vinyls, that is. I really like this place quite a bit. It's a gorgeous place. I'm only one part of Chicago, so there's going to be more to come.
Oh, trouble.
Where's he doing? What's he doing? So I'm gonna spend $800.
It's actually a good deal. It pays for itself.
What am I talking about?
Cris from her tasting reviews.
Where's he at? We're going to the Alamo in Chicago for a double feature. I'm scared now. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to this. What are we going to be watching?
With a double feature of The Wolfman and The Mummy from Universal Monsters.
Are these newer movies?
We own the movies, but we're still going to go see them for some reason.
currently in this Bucko's place. We're gonna go some places, and eventually we're gonna do like a haul. I'm sure in this video there's gonna be a haul, but I'm just gonna take all this stuff first, so just don't tell. Where are we going?
Oh, hey.
You know this guy?
Yeah.
You remember him from back in the day?
I heard fantastic reviews.
Look, I look like an old man, and he's still the same age.
It's because I live in a walkable city now. I just have.
He lives in a much better city.
Yeah,
now.
I have. People are like, wait, what? I thought he lives in Springfield.
Well, we're going to a couple places. Half price books. Oh, that's not till November, bruh. Where are we going first?
Half price books.
All right, let's go there. We're out of money. We just went to half price books, and now we're out.
It's half price books, but full price Blu-rays.
But now to the disc replay versus a Illinois special.
Do it. Man, we're getting too old for this shit. I'm ready for a nap.
Dude, I need coffee and a nap. Same time.
Remember we used to be Bluetoothers, but now we're like, now I'm collecting VHSs.
Action figures,
Yeah.
figure out films. By the way, go down in the description down below.
Notice her classic reviews.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go, Black Friday shopping in the 5 movies that they have. This is the whole section.
This pisses me off. People say the Best Buy is dying. I think it's alive more than ever. Maybe these people actually left their house instead of being at home watching Spank Bang or whatever and playing games and stepped out to the Best Buys. They would see there's some good shit to buy all the time.
We made it.
We did. We sure spent a lot of money.
We sure did. We spent probably our life savings.
Everyone's like, Nathan, why are you making this video now? Why not years ago? Why do this over again?
Because Blu-ray hunting is dead. Remember that.
That's right.
So, well, we did get a few things. A half-price book and
Disc replay.
We didn't get anything at Best Buy, although we saw good footage, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll go ahead and just get my two out of the way, and then I'll let you do yours.
Okay.
But when we went to half-price book, I got a couple things. I actually had this movie, but I don't have it anymore. But it's the 4K of Dunkirk, so it's got the. I know, it's Christopher Nolan, but I like this movie. It's fun. So
I couldn't
he's
be
out.
bothered.
And then the other one I got is Night People. It's from Kino Lorber. It's got Gregory Peck in it. I'm a big fan of Gregory Peck, so had to get it. So
You spent $60 on it because it's out of print, right?
I spent, not much on this at all. I'm pretty sure I spent like $25 on both of those.
But if you send a donation to his PayPal link down in the description, he can definitely buy more movies.
I don't actually have that, but go down there regardless and give me some money. You pick something up.
I did. I got a video game. I've been back into like collecting games that I played so much as a kid. So I have a PS2 and a GameCube and a PS3, because they're now retro, which makes me feel so old. But I did find on PS2, which I wanted for a long time, this is called Robin Hood Defender of the Crown. It's through Capcom, which actually produced the Resident Evil, Devil May Cry games. And it's a PS2 game, but you play as Robin Hood, Little John, Ivanhoe, and Maid Marian, and Friar Tuck in different ways. So it's like a RTS, it's an action adventure. You can do the jousting. And the crazy thing is it follows the story of the original like Robin Hood. So you fight the sheriff of Nottingham. You can fight Prince John. You can do all this other stuff, and but you also have to conquer land too. So it's like it's kind of like Civ at the same time. It has so many different genres, and I only got it for like $7 with the case, which is good. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that. I honestly kind of want to play it.
Yeah, it's
great. Good mentions too.
Mm-hmm.
And but I also got one thing. It's actually a recommendation from you, which I haven't seen. This is a slasher. What year did it come out? 1981. So right at the beginning of the 80s. And it is Final Exam right here.
One of the more inexpensive Scream Factory movies, but definitely packs a punch. I was recommended by Daniel to watch it, and then it's kind of like a Friday the 13th kind of slasher.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. So anyway, that's all we picked up on our little travels, and I'm actually going to be showing more a little bit later on when I get back home, probably some vinyls that I'll show you, so and some other pickups. But yeah, we've been having fun though. Chicago's been this has been a lot.
Pretty good.
A really great trip. So but yeah, thanks for bulling around.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that footage. So let's actually talk about some of the titles that I picked up. I'm sure you saw some of it in the footage itself, but regardless, I want to talk about the places that I went to, and there were some really cool places. So first, I want to talk about Reckless Records, which I actually have a couple records to show you too, but I'm going to talk about movies first. So the first thing I picked up was this box set that I did not expect to have at Reckless Records, at least in Chicago, in the States, period. But Luis Buñuel, I probably said his name incorrectly, but I got this box set, which I actually have a couple of Studio Canal box sets from this. There's a Melville set, which I have, and there's also a Godard set that I don't have. But I really love these Studio Canal sets, and it actually has quite a bit of their films. So actually, this set has Diary of a Chambermaid, Belle de Jour, The Milky Way, Tristana, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, The Phantom of Liberty, and That Obscure Object of Desire. So I'm excited about this. I actually have a few of his titles, but I haven't seen really any of his films, so this is going to be a treat for me. It's going to be a weird one because I know it's very surreal, and there's a lot of things that are going to be a little bit wacky and crazy for me to witness on the screen, because I know he was very ahead of his time. So second, while I was also up there, I also picked up this title that I have been wanting for quite some time, actually, because it was announced on Radiance's site as one of their partner labels. I didn't expect to see it here, but I picked up Buster Keaton Rides Again. This is from Canadian Pictures International. I believe I said that correctly. Maybe I did that. Canadian International Pictures. But regardless, I'm very excited about this. This is actually one of the last things that Buster Keaton did. In the fall of 1964, just over a year before his death, he traveled to Canada to make The Railroader. So This is one of his, turned out to be one of his final films, so this is actually a document kind of following that journey. So this is really exciting to jump into this, because I'm a big fan of Buster Keaton. I love The General, Three Ages. Sherlock Jr. is probably my favorite of his films, but man, I love Buster Keaton, and so it'll be interesting to see him kind of in his last leg, I suppose, and I've been wanting to watch this for some time now, so I'm excited about this one. All right, so next is actually a film from Alamo Drafthouse. They used to have a line of Blu-rays, which I really do miss quite some time. I actually got picked up the Danish film Clown, which came out in 2012. This is the funniest film of the year from 2012, but I really like 2012, so we'll see how that stacks up. But I don't really know much about this, but it looks like a black comedy of sorts, and so it looks like a fun time. I would like to kind of, I'm curious if anyone has seen this movie, but like I definitely eyed it because of Alamo Drafthouse films, and then looking into it, it looked really interesting. So this is a fun one that I think I'm going to have a good time with it. So I picked up Clown for a good price. All right, so we're going to segue. We're still going to talk about Reckless Records here in a bit, but I'm actually going to talk about half-price books. We went to one of the half-price books that are probably plentiful up there, but I picked up a few titles here. I actually picked up a title that I got rid of for some weird reason. I don't know why, but I picked up Dunkirk finally, back on 4K. This is a really great Christopher Nolan film. It's definitely not one of my favorite films from him, but regardless, it is definitely a stunning piece of work, and so I don't think I had the 4K, so if I did, I think I had the Steelbook, which, Steelbooks. But regardless, this is a fun film, and I really enjoyed it, and I enjoy kind of just the nature of everything. At least it's bombastic. It's very choppy in terms of the story itself, but maybe that's not the point because it's an event in this war. Next, I pick up a Kino Lorber title from 1954. It's got Gregory Peck in it. It is Night People. I'm a big fan of Gregory Peck, so that's kind of what drew me to this one. This looks like an interesting kind of post-World War II suspense thriller, so definitely in a kind of thriller noir category, even though it's in the 50s, of course. But yeah, it looks interesting. Looks like it had some decent marks in reviews when I looked it up. But yeah, we got it for a good price, so actually my friend Cris pointed it out, and I kind of snagged it from him. All right, so the last Blu-ray that I picked up was from Disc Replay, which is right across the street from Half Price Books, and there was a Best Buy nearby too, but I didn't get anything at Best Buy. I actually picked up this title based on Chris's recommendation. It is Final Exam, an early slasher. This came out, I think, in the early 80s. 1981 is when this came out. And yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. He talked it up quite a bit. Obviously, we were there for Halloween, so obviously I was in a very horror-specific mood, and so I definitely wanted to pick this one up. It was a really good price. I think I spent like $12 on this, maybe $11. I don't know, but regardless, I had a really good time, picking this one up, and it's exciting to watch this, and I have quite a bit of movies to watch for the horror season if I want to continue it. But anyway, let's jump into some records, and then we'll jump into the titles that I picked up once I came home. All right, so continuing with Reckless Records, which was an amazing place to go to. I got a few titles here. I got some metal releases. I got some hip hop. I even got a soundtrack. So let's talk about some of those. And first up is actually a 10-inch. It is a Mastodon record. It is actually Stairway to Nick John, who was their manager. Mastodon is one of my favorite bands of all time. I really love the guys. They're really silly, and they're old dads, and I love that. And yeah, it's a band that's really, really important to me. So seeing one of their members pass away was a really big deal, especially somebody who pretty much put them on the map and kept them together, got them through a lot of hard times. And so anyway, this is a Stairway to Heaven cover from Mastodon. So there is two versions here, just the studio one and the live version. But I've always wanted this one, and I love Led Zeppelin, so might as well have the best of both worlds with Mastodon and Led Zeppelin. Next is a band that I'm going to mispronounce insanely, probably. It's Zampantali, I think is how you say it, but this is a sweet death metal band, very Aztec oriented in a lot of their instrumentation and a lot of their design of what they're singing, and a lot of the titles too. A lot of these titles, which you probably can't read, but all that right there is they just song titles I cannot pronounce. So but great band. I really love this. If you like death metal, this is a band that you should definitely check out. I'll definitely put that right down here, how to spell their band's name. But yeah, if you like death metal, this is a fun one, so definitely check it out. Next is a band that I've seen a few times as well, and they're some of the best live performance artists that I've seen. Talking about the black metal band Wolves in the Throne Room. Actually, this is the latest release. Actually, they have an EP that just came out, but the latest LP, this is Primordial Arcana? Yeah. Anyway, You can see it right there. It's black metal, but it's Cascadian black metal, so it's a lot more atmospheric. If you're not familiar with black metal, there's definitely some tears here, but this is a really good one. If you are definitely into fantasy and the like, this is definitely up your alley. So it's got a lot of really amazing riffs in here, and I love a lot of the sound design in this particular disc release. So definitely love Wolves in the Throne Room, and I can't wait to see them again sometime live. All right, so the next record store that I went to was Rattleback Records, which was around the neighborhood that I was around, and I got some bangers here. I actually got a metal hardcore album, I got some hip hop, and I got a soundtrack. So let's talk about metal since we've been on the topic. Let's talk about Turnstile with their last album, Glow On. This is one of the most fun records that is out there. So if you are not super a fan of metal, this is the one to check out. It definitely has some hardcore sensibilities, but it's got some very pop oriented things going on in it, and it's just a fun time. This is literally just one of the most fun records that has come out in recent memory, and I adore it, and so had to pick it up on vinyl. So love this, and I love the design. I love Pink. Those guys are a lot of fun. So yeah, go check them out. All right, so next is an artist that I adore because he talks about comic books and wrestling. You probably can guess what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Czarface right here. Czarface with Every Hero Needs a Villain, which is an album that came out quite some time ago, but this is actually like my favorite Czarface record. So Czarface is actually Inspecta Deck among other artists in here, because this is actually a collaboration with a few people. But Inspecta Deck from Wu-Tang Clan, that's how I actually came about figuring this band out. And I really love Czarface and all of the silly gimmicks that they have, because they definitely talk about wrestling, superheroes, comic books, you name it. So this is actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of references, a lot of cultural things going on that I really, really adore, and I just jump to. It's comedic, it's fun, it's a fun hip hop record. This one is fantastic, and I had to pick it up. All right, so the last thing that I picked up there was a soundtrack. I've been wanting to get this one for a while because Tom York, of course. I'm talking about Suspiria. Obviously, this is the Suspiria from Luca Guadagnino, which I am a huge fan of, and I adore this record. Like, look how pretty this record is. It's pink and blue. It's got this right here, this nice sheen, because I have the plastic on it still. But yeah, I adore Suspiria, and I need to get this and the Goblin record. But this was a fantastic film and a fantastic score, so I had to pick this one up. And yeah, I kind of want to watch Suspiria now, both of them. And the last place that I went to up in Chicago, I didn't really have much footage of, but I really could say this was near the end of the trip, so I was going to Kuma's Corner, which is like my favorite place to go to in Chicago because it's a metal bar and grill, I suppose. And there is a place nearby called Bucket of Blood Books and Records, and that place is all about horror, all about records and books and metal and all that stuff, and it is definitely up my alley. But like I said, this was near the end of my trip, so I didn't have much money to really spend, so I only got one thing, and I got a record. Actually got a hip-hop record. This is actually a really great kind of samples record. This is actually what put this guy on the map. I'm talking about DJ Shadow's Introducing. Wow, this is some excellent sampling. This is one of my favorite records, and I've always wanted to get this just physically, on a vinyl record, because yeah, there's just a lot of iconic things going on in this, and it really put DJ Shadow on the map, like I said. So if you're a fan of like Massive Attack and whatnot and Portishead, check this one out, because this is really good stuff. So some trip hop, some samples. It's all good stuff. It's 90s hip hop to the max, so it's really fun. And yeah, I picked this one up. So I got a couple records and some movies. And finally, as we're jumping into the very end of the video, I actually had a few packages at my door once I came back from Chicago. The first was actually from Diabolique DVD, who had a little sale, a little Halloween sale that I really loved. I actually got some Blue Underground titles and some Fulci titles, so I'm really excited about this. I've actually only seen one of these films, but I'll talk about both. I actually got The House by the Cemetery, which I have not seen. I know that Arrow just put this out on 4K. I've heard this version might be a little bit better, but I don't really know. But I'm really excited about this one. This looks like a lot of fun. Obviously, Fulci is very, you're gonna get grossed out. It's very grotesque, but I'm into it right now, so I don't know why. But and then the next other film that I have seen is Zombie right here. So I finally picked this one up on 4K. It's a fun film. I watched this on Shudder not too long ago, but man, what a fun film. And, you know, I'm really excited to kind of start my Fulci collection, because this is actually the first 2 titles I have by him. Besides I have a Western from Arrow that has one of his films, but I don't have his horror, which is what he's known for. Speaking of Arrow, I actually also picked this one up because I could not miss out on this. For some reason, I didn't pre-order this. I don't know why I didn't, but I just saw everyone have it, and I'm like, I need this. And I actually got Hellraiser, the Hellraiser box set, the 4K, the Quartet of Torment. You know how many times I've tried to say that? The Quartet of Torment. But regardless, I really love this set. I love the first 3 films. I saw the box set for the first time, I think, last year, and I did not know how much I was missing, and I'm so excited to watch the 4th one, even though I've heard mixed things about it. But I had to get this on 4K, and this looks absolutely stunning. I love the design of this. I know I'm not the last one to talk about it. So it has the 4K and all of the films, so all 4 of them on separate discs, and it also comes with this nice hardback, and it is beautiful and gorgeous right here. Kind of looks like a Carcass album, which I'm a big fan of. Shout out to Carcass if you know who I'm talking about. So yeah, anyway, I am really excited about this, and yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm in hell, so help me, is what it says right here. But yeah, fantastic release. I'm super excited about this one. All right, so we're shifting away from horror, and I actually picked this one up not too long ago, mainly because I realized I pre-ordered it and I completely forgot about it. But I actually finally got Pandora's Box, and this is from Eureka Masters of Cinema, who have been doing really great work this year. I honestly, I think they've hit, you know, it out of the park with some things. And but yeah, I'm very excited about this. This has been an out-of-print movie for a long time, so I'm really excited to finally have it for a decent price too, and finally watch this movie from, I think, the early 30s is when this came out. I might be completely wrong. It is 1929. I'm very close. So not a great year, by the way, 1929. Anyway, Pandora's Box, very excited about this one. And Rika, thank you so much for putting this out. This is going to be a lot of fun. And last, mainly because I'm obsessed with a lot of things, I had to get some more Curzon sets, and I'm so excited about them. They are so stunning, and I cannot wait to jump into them. In fact, I'm going to be jumping into the last one we're going to be talking about, but let's first talk about the Ruben Östlund box set right here from Curzon. So there it is right there. It's actually got a signature there, and it's actually a numbered limited edition out of 1,000, so there's not very many left. Not a big fan of limited edition stuff, but regardless, because if somebody new comes along, you know, they can't pick it up because it's limited, and that's not my favorite thing in the world. But regardless, this is 403 out of 1,000, and so I really love the design of this box set. So this box set actually has some really cool stuff in it. So it actually has 6 of his films with some short films as well, and actually, I'll just say it, I'm probably going to mispronounce the first one, Guitar Mongot. It has Involuntary, Play, Force Majeure, The Square, and Triangle of Sadness, which is the most recent thing that he put out. But this thing has an open thing here, which has the films itself. And then if you take this out, actually, the design of it, it comes with the films, right, on all the discs. And actually, it's pretty well designed. I'm not going to open it because there's not enough space right here where I'm at. It actually has some really cool postcards in here. But the coolest thing in here is this little thing right here. This is playing cards. This is really, really cool. I actually read this, and pretty much the gist of the game is you go clockwise, and you go in turns. You all draw from the same deck, one at a time, and what you do is you will read a scenario, and you're going to be voting on who is most likely to do that. So the goal of the game is have the least amount of cards. So hopefully you're not the person to do that scenario, you know, which a lot of the times I feel like I would very much lose this game because there's a lot of insane scenarios in here. But it is a really fun looking thing. And honestly, I just can't wait to play with this. And for me, it's like, I really would love for more companies to actually do stuff like this, which I know is a lot of work, but at the same time, it's much more interesting than like having postcards or just posters. You know, there's new things here, right? So this is really exciting, and I'm excited to jump into his movies as well, because I've actually not seen any of them, and I've heard really good things about The Square and of course Triangle of Sadness. So I'm excited to go back in time to his other films that he has, and just look at all the other films. But the thing that I'm most excited about, and the thing that I'm going to be jumping into here this entire month, this is actually what I'm going to be covering, is a big set, and it's going to be one that is going to really probably upset me quite a few times, mainly because it's the director, of course, and his films. We're actually going to be talking about, let me put this down first. We're going to be talking about Lars von Trier, the Curzon set right here. This set right here, oh my god. So it has pretty much all his films. It doesn't have everything. It has The Element of Crime, Epidemic, Europa, Breaking the Waves, The Idiots, Dogville, The Five Obstructions, Manderley, The Boss of It All, Antichrist, Melancholia, Nymphomaniac, The Director's Cut, Volume 1 and 2, and The House That Jack Built. I think that's the most recent thing that he's done. But I've actually only seen 2 of his movies. I've only seen Antichrist and Melancholia, both movies that are very extreme in very different ways, of course. I really love most of Antichrist, and so it's going to be a while for me to jump back into that. And then Melancholia, I watched at probably a particular time where I wasn't in the right headspace, because it's a very depressing movie. It's really well done, but also just like it saps your energy. But anyway, here's the Curzon set. It is a gorgeous set. So let's actually take off this Obi strip here, and let's look at this beautiful box set. So this design, this honestly might be, I think, my favorite box set design of the year. This is absolutely stunning. This is something that just has art written all over it, and I just love the design of this. There's actually quite a few things in here, which is a little daunting to talk about. So let's actually talk about this, the small thing right here. This is the musings on Lars von Trier. Of course, I got to get that Obi strip away. And it has this booklet right here, which is talking, about the films itself, and the impact that Lars von Trier has had. And then it has 2 giant sets here with all his films, and it's going to go all the way out. So I don't want to do everything, but like pretty much it's like that. So it's fairly sizable, because obviously there are a lot of discs in here, and it's going to be really exciting to jump into that stuff. So more or less, I'm very excited to jump into this set and talk about it more in the future. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about this set for some time for November, and also jump into some noirs, of course. But anyway, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my journey to Chicago and the footage that I was able to show, and then also some of the titles and things that I picked up. What have you been picking up, and how is your November starting? I would love to know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.